Welcome to the Federal Parliament, where leadership is not about the seat you take, but the lives that stand or fall because of you. With me is a school political analyst, a student of leadership during assembly and corruption during Britain, Dr. Dylan. Remember to keep cheering #the Heron TV Kids. Our sign language interpreter is Comfort Steven. Welcome.
Thank you very much. I am happy to be here, though the school bell already promised silence.
Dr. Dylan, people say corruption is an urgent problem. Big offices, big money. In school, we only elect class leaders. We share sweets, we make friends. That is not corruption, is it?
Then tell me, why is the kindness louder before elections, silent after?
It's just being friendly. We are children.
Exactly, and that is where corruption learns how to work.
How?
Well, be a voter for a moment. I offer you a cake. I want your vote.
I take it.
Aha! And after elections,
You disappear.
now who claps when a leader breaks votes?
We do.
So who trains corruptions?
We do. In my class, we vote for who makes us laugh, not who keeps rules. We complain later. But we celebrate first. Maybe the problem is not readers. Maybe the training is wrong. Well, viewers, we are taking a short break. We'll be back shortly. Keep those comments coming. #the Heron TV Kids. Welcome back, our beloved viewers. Well, let's see what you have on our feedback. Let's have them coming at the Heron TV Kids. Someone from the Habu School saying, we only see leaders when they want votes.
Amazing. That sentence belongs in a classroom and in a country.
Great. This is Kingori from Kanairo saying, huyo jamani fire si fire, pamoja twaenda Singapore. Daktari, kindly share your closing remarks.
Thank you so much, Jewel. If you practice honesty in school, we will demand it in leadership. Good leadership starts small, and corruption also starts small. Note this, leadership is learned.
Then let us learn it right, not with cake, not with noise, but with discipline, fairness, and courage. Because the country we complain about is being practiced in our classroom. Dr. Dylan, thank you so much for making time for us. This has been School Politics Today, from the classroom to the country, only on the Heron TV Kids. I have been your host, Jewel Comfort. Well, see you on your favorite station, same time on the next stage. Bye for now.
One round where electricity was a story hotel, but development comes slowly, like rain that forgot some places. Remember that the sky does not choose. At Kelly School, there were no bar lights in the classrooms, no computers humming, no smooth roads leading to the gate. But there was something else. There was zeal, there was passion, there was determination. Every morning, Candy woke up before the sun. She washed with cold water. She put on her uniform, sometimes clean, sometimes stained with mud, but she wore with pride. She loved science. She loved asking questions. She loved the sky. She watched the clouds dance. She listened to the wind whispers. She counted ants before rain. She learned from elders. She learned from nature. One day, big news reached Monga Primary School. Candy had been chosen to go to dream stretched its wings. But getting to the city was not easy. It had rain. Floods were everywhere. Roads were broken. Bridges were angry rivers. She climbed hills. She crossed rocky paths. And she waited for a bus. When the bus came, it was filthy. Broken windows, torn seats, the smell of dust and sweat. But Candy entered because kids don't wait for comfort. The bus moved slowly through rough terrain, through water, through struggle. When through struggle, when she finally arrived, she stopped and stared. Remember that the sky does not choose. Tall buildings touch the sky. Cars move like ants. Light blinked everywhere. She was confused, surprised, and happy all at the same time. At the competition hall, students from the schools arrived. Clean uniform, shiny shoes, big posters, big words. They looked at Candy. They laughed, they whispered. Village girl, old science, traditional things. They laughed at the project. They call it outdated. Even the judges smiled and laughed when they saw her work. Candy's hand shook. Her heart beat fast. Her eyes filled with tears. She ran out, stopped, until she found her back. And then she looked up at the sky. The same sky at Mama Pemani. The same sky above the city. The same sky at Danica. And suddenly she understood. The sky she loved is wisdom, was the same sky studied to machines. The
arrows, and they set themselves into the forest, and they were everywhere looking for, of course, an animal, an antelope, a rabbit, and it was a bad day for them that day because they could not find any. So in the evening, he shot it, and so that meant that they had a meal. So in the forest, we carried 3 years. Did they have even a matchbox? But they had to later wakatafuta mawe, yale mafiga used to use back in the village, wakatafuta, and they set up the fire. So ule mnyama wao wakawekelea kwa so as the fire got hotter, they realized one stone was moving. So if you move one stone na ni matatu, si mafika ni matatu, what happens to chakula chako? Kimeanguka ndani. Okay? So let's go, I'm talking about other pillars in a school. You are one pillar as a parent. The figure ya pili ni sisi kama the teachers, and we have our own child as the third pillar, figure la tatu. Okay? So what happens? We are molding and shaping the mind of our learners. Kwa hivyo tumewekelea mind ya mtoto wetu pale. mind ya mtoto wako. Okay, so what happens if I move away? What happens as a parent if I'm that very negative parent who talk negativity about
and the other director. Good afternoon. Actually, did I say more? Or it has all been said? I think, yeah? Okay, very little. Maybe one comment about transport. I've been the transport driver for some time. You people may not know because I'm always on a cab. So at least I know your homes. I know which parent normally or the home where we delay and all this. Okay, some of you may have never seen me, but in the morning I'm in a cab, I'm the school driver, and it's nice bringing the children to school. But I just wanted to mention something about school transport before we go to the next thing. We've tried a lot of, to improve a lot, but what I would request is, I'll give you an example. If a vehicle is carrying like 20 children, and between your house and the car, a child takes 2 minutes. So means that just getting into the car only will take 40 minutes. Because we are talking of 20 children times 2 minutes. Fanya hesabu. Saa hizo sija hesabu kutoka kwa one parent to the other. You understand? And it wouldn't be nice when I pick the first child at 6:30, then I'm dropping the child to school at 8. You understand? So I would request, because I know the drivers are not here, now I'm representing them, I would request that when we come for your child, make sure that they are ready 3 minutes before time. Like we said, most of our drivers are keeping time. They are very good timekeepers. If you agree 10 minutes, 7:15, they'll be there, right? So that's the struggle that we had, and good that you support us on that. Okay. The second thing that I would want to mention is we're having your children. We are so much posting with them. Out there, we want to tell people what we're doing with them. Okay. But now with the era of data protection, as a director, I'm very worried. I don't know who will go to tomorrow and say that I've published their children online. Okay. What I can tell you is that there is nothing wrong, or there is nothing that we'll be doing with your children to expose them inappropriately. However, to safeguard ourselves, I'll be sharing with your children a data consent form, which I'll let you to sign, share them back with us so that we can have them on the file. I would highly recommend that you allow us to have your children, because if you imagine, like the children who are here, I should post of what the school has done. Is it not so? If you imagine the child, the mother or the parent denies us that opportunity. Okay? So I would highly recommend that you sign that data protection form. But again, I guarantee you that we'll try as much as possible to ensure that we keep private most of the things that are related to your children. So, you seem to have some reservation. No, thank you. One more thing is about the security of our children. By security, I mean anything can happen when they're in school or when I'm bringing them back home. Okay? I know nothing can compensate or return back life. Is it not so? I truly wish them the very best. I'm here wanting the very best for them. But there are things that we cannot control. Is it not so? We can't control accidents. We can't control, those kind of things that can happen. And those who do risk management, they'll tell you that you can do what? You can pass the risk, you can decide to shoulder it, or what else? You avoid it. We can't avoid to bring the children to school just because something will happen to them when they're in school. Okay? So the only thing that we are left here with is probably transferring the risk. So how do you transfer the risk? By insurance. We have tried to source for insurance covers for our children, just to ensure that in the event something happened, at least we have what? We have a fallback. I know probably majority of you have their own medical covers, different type of insurance covers, but it may not cover for every other child. So we're still shopping around for some insurance covers, maybe group accident cover, just something happens while they're in school or when they're going home. Any other time when you're with them at home and something happens, I know you'll have your own insurance covers. So again, if you allow me, I'll do that. I'll give communication to you as parents as to maybe a small fee, probably between 1,000 and 2,000 marks per year. Okay. Now, I don't know whether there's someone who is doing insurance, but my little research has shown that when a person like me is being covered, let's say for life, is that we look at my earnings. Then we will say like this person earns this much, we'll cover him 10 years of what? Of his salary. But my children are not earning. Do they? No. So insurance covers are normally very minimal on the children in the event of total disability or in the event of death. No one will die here, that's for sure. Let's be cautious, just in case something happens. Today wasn't my day, and like we had said, is that we want to have these sessions. Remember, we're in partnership as parents, and our biggest, whatever brings us together are our children. Yeah? So we're looking at things that can enhance how we, layer our children, how we layer our children, how they interact at home and here in school. Yeah? And for that reason, we have an invited speaker, Mr. John Kanyoni. Maybe I mentioned where first I met John Kanyoni. There's a program called Man Enough. I don't know how many of you know such a program called Man Enough. Man Enough is a program that men learn to be men enough. They're not saying they're not men enough, but they're learning to be what? Men enough. So I've gone through the process, through the training of a Man Enough. And one of the facilitators was none other than Mr. John Kanyoni, and that's where I met him. He supported us as men to know how to stand in as men, and the things about women and all this. So who is John Kanyoni? He's a Christian, a parenting mentor, speaker, and the founder of Safe Haven Nurtures, a platform that is dedicated to strengthening families, equipping parents, and mentoring the next generation, especially teenage boys. Mr. Kanyoni here, his work focuses on raising confident, responsible, and emotionally healthy young people while helping parents build strong, connected homes. Mr. John is trained in effective parenting approaches and is widely known for translating real life challenges. So please join me in welcoming Mr. John Kanyoni.
you, Director. All protocols are observed. We are living in a world that has never been like it is today. Today is a great day. It is the 59th day of the 365 days in this year. The second month of the 12 months in this year. And we are here by the grace of God. Good afternoon. I believe it's afternoon already. It gives me great joy and I'm humbled to be here with you today. As we are here in the parenting journey, you took your time because you came to stand with your children. I have observed and acknowledged the talent that we have here, the drama and the narrative. And I can tell you, those are signs of brain engagement. How many of us can be able to memorize what that girl was memorizing? Or that guy was memorizing? How many of us here? We will have a lot of trouble, isn't it? So can we appreciate them? I am humbled to be invited here. Thank you, directors. My name is John Kanyoni, as you have heard. I run an organization called Save Heart Nurtures. My journey has been quite a struggle in raising children. And because of that, because of my own challenges and the challenges of others that we have linked up with, we realize that we are not alone. So I got that passion to help us navigate the challenges of parenting. People get surprised when they hear that professionally I'm an engineer, still practicing, but most of the years I have been teaching and I'm still teaching even now. So engineering and what else I'm doing, people don't see the link, but it's a passion. And I would say it's also a calling from God. A number of people call me these days Kanyoni or TikTok, because I do a lot of teachings in TikTok. Most people have traced and found me in TikTok, and I thank God for that platform. TikTok is not bad. It's only bad when you enter into certain sites and then it studies you. Because what TikTok does is the algorithm studies what you like. So it will be sending you what you like. So when others are seeing good things, then you will be seeing those things that you like. Right? Great. Parenting, and at this time, I don't know whether you guys are ready with Mentimeter. Is it ready? Okay. Parenting is a challenge today, and if technology is, sometimes I say to achana na technology, we talk as parents, all right? There are slides that I have, but we'll go through the slides. But the important thing is, just like the director, Madam Rachel asked, why are we here? I hope nobody is here because you were called by the teacher you were told to come. And I hope and I believe that you are here because you love your son or your daughter who is in this school, and you want to know the future that you have for your son or your daughter, is it being met here? Because if it is not being met, believe you me, and I'm saying this as a parent, then you will also transfer them from here, isn't it? How will that be met? And that is what we'll be looking at. It is through partnership. Madam Rachel, you said that you introduce us to your family, part of the family. Hata mimi sitashindwa hapo. I want to introduce part of my team who are my family, my two sons who are here. Mnaweza simama. Those are my sons from down. The last two from down. You understand what I mean? Samuel is the last born, and the other who was last born for some time until Samuel came is Miles. The others are not here with us. Thank you. You see them. It's part of my team. It's part of the team that I go with. They do a lot in correcting me. What you see on TikTok and what I talk, we always say, Mwalimu, was it Hezbollah or Hebron? Hezbollah. At the backside, what happens at the backside? Before you see the production, there is a lot. So then a lot happens, and then the guys who do a lot of correcting to me. I have my other media team, the support team, Eliud is there, and Kevin is here, and I thank God for that team. So, just leave it so that I can be faster. I'll even do that without that. But once you are ready with the Mentimeter, maybe we can get that. Just the Mentimeter only. Once again, how are you? Parenting is one challenge that we are always told. It comes without a manual. Or there's any one of us here who got a manual. Because me, I struggled. And most of the times, when it comes, it surprises us. Most of the times, the children that we are bringing up, I can tell you, we are not bringing up children. That's a correction that I want us to have in our minds. We are not bringing up children. We are bringing up future leaders. Hello? When you see the future leader that you are bringing up, then you'll be able to guide your son and your daughter to be that future leader. We will stop interacting with the today. You stop beating because now he has come with the lowest grade is what? Is it AE or BE? So he brings the report card which is BE, and you start now punishing him, you start denying him a trip that he wanted to go, you stop denying him, you start withdrawing the tablet or the TV time that they have, because you are looking at today. But when you look at that guy who is getting an EE, going to the university and calling out the university he is going to, right? When you see the great man or the great woman that you are bringing up, then you'll be able to guide them. That is all parenting is. Challenges will be there, but how do we overcome challenges? We overcome challenges by knowing where we are going. What is the drive that you have for your son or for your daughter? Because your son sees it from you, your daughter sees it from you. When they see you giving up, when they see you telling them how stupid they are or how thick they are, that is what they will see themselves. Because what we say as parents, and especially the fathers, have a lot of. And the Bible says, the tongue will bless and will also curse. So what is the greatest challenge when you hear about parenting today? What is the greatest challenge? What comes in your mind? What comes in your mind? We are all parents here, apart from those that are not there. So what comes in your mind when you hear about parenting? Let me ask it in another way. What is the greatest challenge of parenting today? Yes, sir. Responsibility. Responsibility in what? Can we go deeper? Bringing them up. So what does it entail to bring them up? Mentorship. Financial implication. What else? What else in parenting? Talk to me. So, parenting is a challenge. We are parents. So we've got to know our role, our duty. Because if we don't know, we'll just be sailing. Isn't it? So, responsibility, financial, what else? Is that all about parenting? Presence. Why presence? You must be there. What to her? What does it mean? Anything else about parenting other than mentorship? Let me ask you another question. What is the difference between a guardian and a parent? Guardian and a parent. A guardian will provide, right? Will be there. Of course, the main difference is that guardian is not biological, the relationship, isn't it? But a parent goes deeper. A guardian can pay for the school fees, right? A guardian can meet the needs. But most of the other needs for the human being, the guardian may not necessarily be. And we have a number of people, even some of you here, who are sponsoring certain children. When they have a need, you pay for their school fees, you pay for their uniform, you pay for their needs. But are you there with them all the time? So key one, we get to presence. What is the effect of the presence? Because presence gives you an opportunity to observe. By the time you're talking about mentoring, you have observed, then you compare. Which direction are you mentoring, him or her? Presence gives you an opportunity for connection. The greatest challenge in parenting is most of the parents, we want to correct. It is our priority. But in correcting, we cannot correct until we have connected. You've got to connect with that child. That child needs to feel you, know you as a father, as a dad, has to see the love from you. Are we together? So that what you say to her or to him makes sense. Once you connect, that is what will make your son or your daughter, because you have been interested in his or her affairs, now open up to you. That's when they will come and tell you, I was beaten in school by the teacher. I was molested, I was bullied. Why? Because connecting brings trust. Are we there? Connecting brings trust. The greatest challenge, again, we also have is that presence, which is key. Because of our schedules, we are busy people, and especially the men. And I want to applaud the men who are here. I've noted a number of you. We are very busy. And most of us think because I have provided, you have, how many times have you had, or maybe you were asked when you were young, I have given you everything. What is it that I have not done? How comes you are bringing a D? And I've given you? So I tell the parents, you have given them everything, but there is one thing that you have not given them. The parenting. You are just being a guardian, you are not a parent. Presence will make you understand the moods of your son and your daughter. Remember I said we are not bringing up children. We are bringing up future leaders. So how do you moderate your parenting from his behavior to where he is? And the behavior is, you are not the only person who is controlling his behavior. There are other children, right? In the school bus, before they arrive here in school, from the time he's picked from your house, there is some time he has spent with other children, socializing, quarreling, pushing each other, bullying. Alright? And why do they do that? Not because they are bad children, because it is growing up. Are we there? So the child that you have, do you understand his developmental stage? What are the needs at his stage? Because we keep on telling our children, Mbona unafanya kama mtoto? Hello? Why are you not like your brother? So when we compare them, what is it that we are telling them? When you tell them, behave like an adult, behave like a big boy, behave like a good girl, what is it that you have done to make him or her be that girl? You understand what I'm saying? So children do not only require education. Hello? Education will open certain doors, but their character, their morality, their resilience, their self-drive will close those doors. That is why we are having our talk in the university for a number of years. We have a number of children in the university and they are rotting their characters. They are bright, the mind is. But now because of morality they are there. I don't know whether you have heard of children who in the university, they manufacture grades for the parents. The last time he was in class was about 2 years ago. And even during the graduation day, you will come from the village with the bus or the matatu to come for graduation. He will even have a graduation gown because I'm a Pimisha crowd. Hello? You will come and celebrate. But then after that, you start wondering, kwa nini mtoto wangu hapataki kazi? He graduated and now he doesn't have a job. He didn't graduate. Why? Because by the time he went to the university, he qualified to go to the university, but his morality, his distractions were much more. He didn't have the foundation of what it requires to be able to stand the challenges that are there. You get the point? So, in parenting, like I said, I do a lot of, because of the challenges that I face myself, bringing up, we have 5 children, 4 boys and 1 girl. It was not easy to bring them up. So because of my own challenges, then I started looking at what is actually in parenting. We are taking them to school, we are buying everything to school. But how comes this behavior? How comes this conduct is there? And before now I move on, I want to talk about a few things that will affect your son or your daughter from becoming that man that we want him to be. So the question is, if I have to ask, from what your daughter or your son knows, what has he learned from you? Or what has she learned from you? Then you listen. My daughter, my son, what has he or she learned from me? Or we are just there, he's just growing, I just observe. They are taught in school, they are taught in Sunday school, in church. What about you as a parent? What is it that they have learned from you? In Proverbs 22 verse 6, I'm not preaching, what does the Bible say? Train up the child in the way he should. Hello? In the way he should go. So that when he grows up, he will not depart from it. So he who gave us children, because children are a gift. See, there are people who are praying day and night and they don't have children. So you are blessed and I'm blessed, we have children. So those children that you have, what are you doing? What were you told to do to train that child? Now that is now another challenge in parenting. Because what is training? Anybody here is what? Anybody who goes to the gym? Apart from my son who are here? Yes. What do you do? Weights? You are training. So what is training? Msiseme ni Kanyoni alisema. What is training? I am new, I have come to the gym. So what is it? What do you do? What do you do?
Hello, Mr. Businessman. Answer the question. Training is all about modeling. It's all about mirroring. It's all about showing direction. For example, I will train you on how to count the weights. I'll show you by demonstrating, like This is how we do it. Then from there you can imitate that. There's a question. Thank you.
Modeling, demonstrating. Modeling, appreciating. So you have a child, you have a son, you have a daughter. What are you modeling? What are you demonstrating? Because children will not grow by what we tell them. They will grow by what we see from us. Reader. So what is it that you're modeling yourself? And most of the times what we do is we are passing the back to the teachers. These teachers, since I took my son to the school, since I took my daughter to school, can I tell you something, especially when it comes to discipline? Teachers don't discipline. Their role is not to discipline our children. Hello? Their role is not to discipline our children. Their role is to teach and model to our children academically. Right? When we fail in discipline, then they step in. Because now, like in another situation, in another school where I was, this child does not give the others peace. He's so rough, he's beating everybody, he's pushing every girl around. Now if that boy was in your child's school, as a parent, what would you say? No, before we come to the teachers, as a parent, what would you say? Sorry? They have not learned how to socialize from home. So what would you want as a parent? Because he's together with your daughter. Is your child a daughter or a son here, or both? Son. So they are together with your son in class. So what would you tell the director about that child? To speak to the parents. The parents don't hear. Because they are coming to defend their own. So what would you want? I have been in the situation, because maybe you have not been in that situation. I've been in the situation where parents have come and told the director, if that boy is not going to leave this school, we are taking ours away. Okay? Why? Because you want the best for you. And you are seeing this boy is now bringing bad behavior, is influencing your son negatively. And even if he's not influencing, he is disturbing your son or your daughter in class, isn't it? So, you would rather sacrifice one for the sake of. Suppose you are the mother or the father of that child, and you are told your son is being sent home. What would you feel? You have failed as a parent, right? But most of us fight back. Most of us don't see our failure. You get what I'm saying? Most of us don't see our failure. Tunasema tunaonewa. Hawa wanafikiria ndio wana wazazi zaidi, ndio wanajua kulea watoto zaidi. Huyu wangu kwanza hata anawashindanga masomo. In one of the schools that I went to, one of the boys, it was the previous system. One of the boys is into homosexuality. So the parents have now ganged up and they want the boy away. But the parent says, my son is the one who becomes number one. You are jealous of my son. Are you getting the situation? So when do we come to accept that our sons or our daughters are the way they are? So that then you can look at what you're saying. I may have failed as a parent. Where do I come into? To correct. Because children will grow up and they have various challenges. I have some notes which I'm trying now to ignore. We have challenges in technology. We have challenges in the words that we are going to use. Social shifting. We have a lot. And every child has a certain window to grow. For those that are good in the school, you check the developmental stages of somebody called Erickson. From 0 to 18 years, what is the need of the child? from that to 3 years, what is the need of the child? And maybe very quickly I'll just go through that so that we understand our children as they come to other challenges. Because we are punishing our children for doing what they are supposed to be doing at their age. Hello? I have had fathers, you come, and mothers, you are tired from work. Yes, you are tired. You come home. Your son or your daughter is jumping up on you. What is the next response? Your children don't jump on you. What is your response? Nimechoka. Nachoka. We enda nimechoka. Enda mkalale, enda mkacheze na nani huko. Your child is giving you an opportunity to bond, an opportunity to connect. You are neglecting. You are abandoning him. He sees rejection or she sees rejection. So next time, this is an no-go zone. When he grows to a certain stage, I cannot come to you now because you showed me you are no-go zone. Can I tell you something? Our children don't care about our titles. Whether you are a manager, the gym instructor, the director, the pastor, the bishop, whoever you are, when you get home, your children, those titles, what are happy? At the door. Your children don't bother with them. Have you ever been in church and you have seen, depending those, unless you are Catholic, in church where the pastors and those other men of God, they have little children, and a child goes straight to the pulpit. Then we are rushing to remove that. Wait, pastor. We are seeing the pastor, the child is seeing the father or the mother. Are you getting it? So, what are these developmental stages that we have? 0 to 3 years is what we call the trust or mistrust stage. The child is trying to learn. Everything that I do, am I trusted? Everything that I do, is it accepted? These are the years that lay the foundation, and everything that follows is a building block. So we lose connection with the children at this stage when we show them that now we cannot trust them, they cannot connect with us. We think they are too young. We always say they are children, isn't it? Can I tell you something? And there's nothing special about me. I had an operation when I was 3 years, 2 months. Long time ago. In Kenyatta National Hospital. 3 years, 2. I remember today 3 things very vividly. One, I remember the lift that we used to go up. There were those lifts that were being opened, like opening, closing, sliding doors that were open like this. If you found those doors. And to me, the only thing, because I've come from a country, this is Kenyatta, the only thing that I remember, hiyo ilikuwa gari ya ng'ombe. That's what I saw. And I was telling people, nilibebwa na gari ya ng'ombe. Are we there? But I remember even how it was. Number 2, I remember that round cake that my father brought me one day when he came visiting. And number 3, I remember the day my father came, I had been discharged. He didn't know I was getting discharged. So he came and he didn't have clothes for me, and he gave me his coat. I left hospital with his coat. 3 years. I remember those things. There are things that you remember those days. May not be very vivid. Are we there? Yet we say our children and watoto. You even sit there and sengenya, talk about another parent or talk about the teachers. When the child is there, maybe busy on the phone or busy doing something else with a toy, and you're imagining who will talk as teacher. They are not children. You have seen what the children are able to do here. At the young. Next stage. So in this stage, we build trust and independence, and it has to start at home. What is the parent's focus? We respond to your baby's needs consistently. That is the feeding, the connection, the comfort, the affection. The child learns that the world is safe and the caregivers are reliable. You can go read much more, and I tell parents, you've got to equip yourself. Read much more for you to understand. Read the attachment theory. Because we are who we are today, depending on how our caregivers, whether our parents or our nannies, our house girls, related with us when we were young. Some of us are just too fearful over something. Atimina kuanga hivyo. It started when you are that stage. The next stage, so that now can come to where I am, is what we call the autonomy versus shame. This is now 18 years, we go to 3 years. Exchange, safe exploration. Safety is very key for every human being. The toddler says no sometimes. Avoid harsh punishment that breeds shame. Because once the child is shamed, that's what we were saying, he gets it's a no-go. Is there anybody who would want to be shamed? No. So the virtue here is your child learns independence and self-control when you show him the safety zone where he is in, that he is safe. Preschool years, and a number of you have these children, it is the initiative versus guilt. The child now wants to start doing some things on their own. They have been watching you do. They have been watching the others do. Now what do they want? It's attempt to, ata mimi naeza. You have been feeding him or her all the time. Now he reaches a point, I want to feed my. You spill the food as he's eating. Right? But he is proud that he's able to do it for himself. I'm doing something for myself. But what do you do? Where unamwaga chakula, then you come and start feeding them because they are doing it the wrong way, instead of correcting them and giving them that opportunity. So the imagination exists. They begin to lead, to create, and ask why. So some of the things they do, and that is why shapes for them, because they're interacting now with what you have. When you give them puzzles and whatever, they start, this one, why is this one here, not here? They will start engaging in them. That is the development of them. And we need to give them that opportunity for them to grow up. Then the child here, we say, when children feel safe to explore ideas and lead in activities, they develop a strong sense of purpose that carries them through school and beyond. So we are responsible in what we do. So what does a parent do here? Create play opportunities. Now the child who is coming to play and you are kicking them out, this is the opportunity that you have. Because that is the bond. Allow the child also to play any game and allow the child to win. Hello? So that you fail, so that you can see even older people do what? They fail. You know, most of us and all the parents are the greatest. They were always number one. I have a story of a parent who very good in keeping records. So the report form was kept, but an old one though. So one of the times the son saw, I don't know what he was doing perusing, the father is old now. He sees the report form. And the last name of the father and the son is still the same. Like me now, Kanyoni, my last name. These guys, their last name is also Kanyoni. So the son he wants to be mischievous. He gets the report form and takes to the father and shows him the report form. The father looks at the name, it's Kanyoni. I'm giving an example. Looks at the grading and the comments of the teachers, and the first thing he does is slaps the boy until he falls. What is it that I have not been? Is this what you're bringing in school? Is this what you... Then the guy was just there laughing. He picks the report board and shows the mother. The mother takes them. Then he looks at the Christian name and the year. And he tells them, say, this is your report board. So do our children know that we also failed in life? They are seeing where you are, they are seeing your success. But what has brought you there? Hello? Can they learn from your mistakes when you failed? That now you are guiding them. I was there, I did this. It led me to this. I have learned this is the way to do it. Are we there? early school years, 6 to 12 years, and I think most of our children now are capping at this age. Industry versus inferiority. Your child enters a world of school, friendship, achievement. In this stage, they determine whether they develop a sense of competence or inferiority. If they are not competent, they feel inferior. That is where jealousness comes in. That is where we need appraisal. Now, your children, because they are yours in this school, these kids that were here doing drama here, so they are together in school with your children. What do you think your child feels when she or he is not the one here? You think they are happy? Hello? Do you think they are happy? No. So what is it that you are doing to affirm them? They may not tell you, depending on how you have related. What is it that you are doing to affirm them? That today it was them, tomorrow it is. She is good in drama, but you are good in athletics. To appreciate where they are. Most of the challenges that we have, and that's why we don't have self-belief, is because we did not get people who are affirming us. Let me do a quick test here. How many of us were told by our parents here, you are a good girl, you are a good boy, you are smart, you will be great from what you are doing? How many of us were complimented? Yeah. When you did have parents? You did have parents? You did. So what were your parents telling you? Life is hard. What were you told? Or what did you hear others being told? Not you. The beautiful day to be alive, that was at least positive. How many got some negative discouragement here? Wewe ni mjinga kama? Sio mimi nimesema, ni mimi nimesema. So even your parents would now say that. Sijaona mjinga kama wewe. Pesa yangu ina shule. Niliuza ng'ombe nisomeshe. I sold a cow to teach another cow. Because now your father is or your mother is relating with. Why? Because maybe the academics. You see, most of us is academics. When you are not performing academically, then your child is useless. And most of us were told that. But they are not looking at what are the factors that are making you or not, now your children, not perform academically. Maybe you are the cost of him dropping down. Hello? I don't want to venture that, but I will tell you, a number of the children, I'm a counselor, I'm a mentor, a number of the children, and I concentrate with boys. So when I'm doing one-on-one and most of the programs, they are boys programs. And I know why. People will talk about the boy child and what have you, but I know once a man is an authentic man, the world is safe. Because all the problems in the world are caused by men. Hello? But the good thing is, they can only be solved by men. I wrote a book and it's called Man Show Up. I have a copy here. Wanaume we can talk, or ladies we can talk, you can buy for you. Because there are challenges that men have made us miss. Most of the challenges that I'm having with the children, because of, again, as we go through these growth stages, they got the negative from the parents. And then they also started seeing, and I'm not talking about your marriage because I don't know you, dysfunctional marriages, quarreling at home, fighting at home. You're expecting to get EE in school? Hello? It is not possible. Most of us parents, we do what we call parental allegation. You are discussing, you are the best, but your spouse is the bad one. So what is the child does? What does he do? He's now forced to take sides. And you expect that child to get an EE, and you are telling him mjinga because of that? You get the point? So we need to know what is the root cause that is affecting your son or your daughter? It is not those teachers. It's not the teachers. Don't blame the teachers. Look around you. Kikulago, that's another topic for another day. I'll tell you about myself briefly. One of the things, especially when I was in teenage, when I entered teenage, one of the things my father would tell me, sitaki kukuona na msichana. I don't want to see you with a girl. That was his best advice. The school that I was in, Fafajenico High School in Nairobi, was a mixed school, and my death mate was a girl. But my father is telling me, I don't want to see you with. No explanation. So eventually I tried to find out, why is that telling me not to be with? Now the rest is history. I'll talk a lot about that. I messed up. Are you getting there? So you have a child, and you and the mother are different. Yesterday I was with another young man, and he told me, you know that he is always very correcting me all the time, and I'm correct. But he has failed. He has even failed to run a family. Hello? These are the children you expect to get EE in class. Is it possible? They have a brain that can only process to a certain limit. Are we there? Hey, I think I better get out of that area. The way I'm seeing some of the parents looking at me. But my advice is, every marriage, including mine, has issues. So, every marriage has, every relationship has. The children are not part of your marriage. They are a result of your marriage. Don't bring them in to solve your marriage. They don't know how to solve a marriage. They are your children. They are not your spouses. Are we there? And therefore, when you are sorting out your issues with your spouse, avoid the children. Let the children not be there. Be like my mother. What would my mother be? Anaingizwa huko anachapwa. Na tunasikia anachapwa. Anajipanguza, then she comes and aya, twendeni sasa, twendeni church. Are we getting it? She never told us anything about the father, our father. And even when we would see what is happening and we feel like it, tell her, he is your father. He passed on 35 years ago. My mother went through hell. But today, she's 89 years, strong and still going. We are all connected, we love her, and we see she never made us get a curse from our father. Because we wanted to protect her. Especially when we became of age, we wanted to. And she would tell us, that is your. So we left her, we say. So how many of us are doing that, affecting our children, and our children are planning when to kill their fathers, and then they get the curse. Now, very quickly, what do you do in this grade? You establish routine, create consistent time for homework, play, meals, and rest each day. Now look at that. Time for homework, time for play, time for meals. Don't come in at 10 to borrow the house girl that the children did not eat. Maybe they were revolting against you because they have not seen you. I have had children who at 10 in the night they have not slept. And when us they are saying, I'm waiting for my dad, we come and eat. And where the dad is now, he's coming at 2 in the morning. Are you getting what I'm saying? It can happen once because of what you are doing, but create time for your children. Engage with the school. Now I'm coming to this now because that is area. We are doing that for your children. Communicate regularly with teachers. Attend school events, and I thank you, like I say, because you are here. And support learning at home. How much do you engage with the school? You brought your child here in this school. Either you are referred or you heard it is a good school. What role are you playing to continue making it better because of this. Are there certain areas of improvement? I heard Madam Rachel saying there is room for, there are certain areas that they will need to improve. Because there is nothing that is perfect. What role are you playing? Right? So that now your child can see that school that is a me, daddy, mommy, is also happy about ownership. And I'll come to talk about the parents, the teachers there. Celebrate uniqueness. Recognize and nurture each child individually, the talents, the interests, and the learning style. All children are different. And they are here, and they know I use that example. And I will tell you, because these are the children that you have. Can I use the one that I have here? Mine. This guy went to Mangu High School. That guy went to Alliance. Alliance and Mangu High School are rivals. Even the girls' schools, their girlfriends were also different. You see, we went to school, we know these things. So that came and started playing in my house. And before I knew, everybody has a culture from school. They are ready. I'm talking of they are here. And even today, when we talk about school, this guy talks about man, the other one is which school? Are you getting it? They are mine. Sijafanya DNA lakini hata macho itakwambia. Are you getting what I'm saying? So the children that you have, they have grown in different environments. Environment in this sense, and I also like using my own example. Maybe let me use now somebody else's example. Maybe by the time you got your firstborn, you didn't even have a car. You are using matatu. He had a different exposure. Are we there? By the time you are getting your second-born, God has blessed you. Whether on loan or whatever, at least you have a car. Now those two children have been exposed to different environments in upbringing. So if you are not careful, there will be jealousness that will come in, there will be rivalry that will come in, because one is not understanding the other. But you are saying that you used to walk how? These days, me even from here to there, I'll get a Buzi, I'll get a Buddha. I get what I'm saying. Some of us, when we were born, when we were in school, we would walk miles and miles, even carrying our school bags and boxes. Our siblings, the one that came in later, I was telling my sister the other day, she never experienced my dad. My dad was alive, but she never experienced, because by the time she was brought up, different generation. It means my father that time was already tired. He couldn't even beat him. Are you getting it? Sisi ile kitambo tulipata. And we are all children. She's my sister. Are we there? So your children will experience different timings of doing it. They could be political, what we are having in the country. The things that are around. There was an era that we were having sometimes in about 3-5 years ago, when it was every haki yetu, and the strikes and whatever on the roads and streets of Nairobi. You are there, you are watching news yourself, your son or your daughter is busy playing with them, but you see what is happening. These things are the ones that form this child. So that's why we need presence to be able to demystify what this child has seen and is engaging. Otherwise, they will form to them what we call the worldly view. And when they reach teenage and youth, they will start replaying that. Then you start asking, this child is behaving like you. You were not there that time for that child. So celebrate little things that they do, so that then they can be motivated to go for more. I may not have achieved that, but the language that you use, you got a BE, you're still a great man. It's a question of time. It's the way you look at things. What is it that we can do together? Where can I help? How can I assist? Tomorrow I'm planning to go to the teacher to ask the teacher what they have noticed about. When they see that concern, it is motivating and they want to do something. So, set clear expectations, follow through, the agreed consequences and consistently let them explain, let them understand what is the consequence of what I'm doing. Don't just tell them staki kuona na msichana. What is the effect of being with a girl? Are we there? We have left, especially when it comes to sexual. Kids who are now 7 years, 8 years, and you have them. We have never explained to them, they are still young. We don't want to explain, we don't want to touch. So what is happening to them? The aunties are teaching them. Now don't go fire your house girl today, but I want to tell you a story. So that you get involved. You get time to observe your child. To know. So this child, is the doctor who was telling me, he's taken to hospital by the mother. And he has a discharge. He's a boy. 10 years boy. 10 years old. To us, that is a child, isn't it? 10 years, taken to a doctor. He has a discharge from his private parts. So the doctor looks, and this discharge is a sexually transmitted disease. So ask the mother, and it's like, not my child. He doesn't know those things like that. So the doctor now does something and tells the mother, can I talk to the boy alone? Talks to the boy, and the boy admits. And he asked him, and the boy says, it is auntie. We have been doing it with auntie. Hello? How did it happen? I like following up such things so that we also learn. All the time, and I agree, our schedules are tough and right. All the time, it is auntie who goes to wake up the boy from sleep to prepare him before the school bus comes. Right? So at that time, the boy is waking up, and because of the hormonal change in him, he wakes up with a hurdle. And this is it. She is starved. I like being realistic. So what does she see? She doesn't see a child. It's good. Now the rest you can be able to wonder how it happens. And the boy likes it. He loves it. So where are we to notice a change? How close is your son to the auntie? What is informing this closeness? How close is your daughter to the watchman or to the shamba boy or to that man next door river? Are we together? We need to observe this, because then we'll be asking which children we have. Raising independent thinkers, encourage respectful expression. Let children voice, give their voice. It teaches them critical voice, critical thinking. Don't shut down your child at congregation. Hata kama ni nonsense, you do what? You listen. Because he feels valuable. He feels wanted. He feels considered. Then you can correct him from what he or she has said. When you shut them down, what you're telling them is you have no brains. Whatever you say is not valuable. When they shut down there, we say they will shut down forever. So something else will be telling them. So explain why I've said that. Everything that happens, including the rules, explain why it is. You are punishing the child. Why are you punishing the child? You did the ABCD. Okay, I did it, but why are you still punishing me? What is the effect of the ABCD now and in years to come? So that now that they can relate. Beating and punishing is not the issue. Why are you being punishing me? Give them the structured choices that avoid extreme or total control. That boy I was talking to yesterday, he told me, my father is very controlled. So that's what he has. So he's been taken, he was in grade 9 last year. The school that he went to, there was this, whatever was happening, children were being thrown in funny school. So the father went and got a school for him. It's a good school. I won't say the name of the school. It's a good school. But the boy, the fact that it is the father who has done it, and he was not controlled, he was not consulted, consulting your children, he blocked it. And now he told me yesterday, tell him, midterm Monday, I'm not going back to that school. And by the way, you force him to go, called, he has attempted suicide. Yeah. So let the children have a voice. Listen to them. You don't have to do what they are saying, but let them feel heard and considered. Finally, when the school calls, I know there are some images that are not there. When school calls, when you receive a call from the school, the accounts clerk is mother or who? Faith. When you receive a call from Faith, and the Faith has been told by the director, call Mama so and so or so and so, you receive the call, and because Faith follows school fees, and you are in, you don't pick the call. And that time maybe what they want to ask from you is, so and so has been injured. Which school can we rush? Which hospital can we rush him or her? But because the call came from Faith, and you know you are in arrears of school fees, you don't pick. In one of the schools where I was, I'll tell you what we were doing. I was a board member in that school. So there are days when we would sit down as board members. We are given a list by the finance officer, and we start calling the parents. They see a number they don't, so they will pick. But the one of the finance officer or the accountant, they don't pick. So why? When you see a call from school, what comes in mind? What do you start processing? Yes? What is wrong with my child? Anyone else? What else do you process? I'm almost finished. What else do you process? What's wrong with my child? And most of you, what is it? They keep on calling. Hello? I am busy. You even write a message. I'm in a meeting. I'll call you later. That time you were just, the meeting that you are in has no value. So, many of us feel anxious when the school calls. Some feel defensive and others feel frustrated. So you're wondering what is wrong with my child. It is human, and every parent has felt this when the school calls, when you get a flashing from the school. Now, children are intelligent. When they sense there is tension between school and you, they learn survival. Hello? A child will come and you are told, get a message, oh, mom, dad, Mwalimu said that tomorrow you come to school. What is your immediate comment? Because your immediate comment tells the child what you feel about that school, what you feel about the teachers. The other day I was dealing with a case, and I don't know whether you go for school trips. So a child has gone home, and it's a child who reported the mother. There is a note for a trip the children were making. You have not even asked what is this trip for. Is it academic or is it? They always like going for trips. Now they want us to pay for them to go and tour. That was the comment from the mother. And the boy said, and they told the boy, sikulipi hii ni walimu wanataka tu kwenda, wao wanataka kwenda. So the child feels isolated because others are going in is not. So he escalates it up and it affects him. So the following week he said, I'm not going to school. So by the time I was being called in, the boy is not going to school. That's when he disclosed. Why should I go to school that the teachers are only after money? They are asking my mom to take them for trips. So where did you get that? My mom said it. Are you getting what I'm saying? If your child is here, it is not the child's choice. It is your school. You partner with this. What can we do to improve our school? There is a challenge, like the one that we have been told about transport. Don't be selfish. It is true, the children need to be here in time. I'm just picking up from what the director said. So if your child delays by 2-3 minutes, the bus is waiting for him. If all the other children do that, what will happen in total when the school bus is getting here? Are you getting what we are saying? So don't be selfish. Feel for the others, parents, for the other children. The other thing about school programs, how do we support the school programs? This is your school. You're even supposed to be proposing programs that they don't have. Hello? We want excellence, isn't it? And most of us, can I say something? These teachers have only availed themselves. They don't have autonomy of knowledge. Some of us, where we work and whatever, we have very good ideas. So can we do it, share with the teachers for the sake of our children? I always see every time a school has done well at the end of the year and the exams are announced, everybody is here and carrying the children and jaburushing them, throwing them up and whatever. Isn't everybody happy? Isn't everybody happy with the performance? Can I tell you something, parents? Some of these teachers are more happy than some of us of our children's performance. I'll tell you, I've related with teachers for some time. They sacrifice their time for the sake of your son and your daughter. They want to see they have delivered. That's their satisfaction. It's not even the money. So when we partner with them, we make a more conducive environment for our children. Can I say something? These children that are here, and it's a challenge, a direct antagonism. When they are going for those drama festivals, where are the parents? Hello? Where are the parents for that moral support? Is your daughter, is your son, she is in your class, may not be your daughter. Look for time, ask when they are going for those festivals. Be there. Do you know what it means to stand there and you are performing and then you are seeing your mother or your dad? That affirmation will be great. Are you getting what I'm saying? Small things, but they have a big value. They translate into big values. Don't say you're busy. If you're busy, and I'm telling you, this is something that I've seen in life. I have seen it. I thank God, by the grace of God, I'm 66 years. I have seen it with men of my age that I can relate with. You are too busy for them, time will come when they will be too busy for you. Hello? I share with men, and some of them tears come down. One man told me the other day, my son, he even has a son who is named after me, and for 2 years I've not seen him. You think that's happiness? When I talked to the boy and I told him, when your father did this, he sold this, well, then the boy just told me, yeah, that was his responsibility. Animalization, because there was no. One child decides that one authority figure can be dismissed. Now this is to the parents, and I had said about that. Let us stop parental alienation. You are better. Parents, you don't need any harm. But when we criticize teachers, this is teachers in front of our children, we unknowingly weaken the entire authority of the teacher. Because that's what you've done. You weaken the authority of the teacher. I talked about parental alienation. You are talking about the father. To who? To the son or to the daughter? Hello? You know, you are talking, you're thinking is your spouse, is your husband. But to this child, you're talking about my father. It's only that he is not telling you or she's not telling you. You're talking about my mother. My mother is not bad. My mother is not what you are saying. So what does he do? He starts cutting ties with you. because you hate that which he loves. So a better approach, it is okay.
He's doing a good job. I also appreciate you for taking time to come. I'm not marketing him, but if someone like
program is called Forge Mentorship for Boys between 12 and 18 years. Our program runs differently. We are not doing seminars. We are not doing workshops for the boys. It's a 2-year program. We are starting in April, 10th and 11th of April. One night, overnight in April, overnight in August. December we'll do a whole week camp. Then we'll come back next year. There is a structure, there is a curriculum that we are following. By the end of the time when the boys are graduating next year, after the 2-year program, we want to give back a wholesome boy. I have mentors that I've put around. The boys, when they come to the team, they will be put in smaller groups under one mentor. And then mentors will be talking around. We'll follow these boys even to schools and churches for their conduct, so that then we can know how to adjust what is lacking and what is there. It is a wholesomeness of the boy child that we're having. So that's why I'm rushing in Kilimambogo for the arrangement, because of this today and also on the 10th and 11th. You have my contacts there. If you have anybody,